thank you for the likes. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're all well. Welcome in here. So, thank you for joining me. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you. How are you? Hope you're well. Hello, Oppo. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Shaky. How you doing? Hope you're well. So, still got some DOMs in my, I think it's my transverse abdominis. Yeah. I think it's just because it's not an exercise that my body's used to. So, like, there's a lot of core stability apparently in that exercise. Like, it's like an explosive movement and the core has to contract hard to stabilize it, basically. So, yeah. So I was looking at like some core exercises and stuff. One's like dead bug or bird dog. There's a few. I don't know if you've ever tried any of that, but these are more like core stability kind of exercises. Because a lot of people think of core exercises like crunches and sit-ups and things like that, which are more for the superficial abs, really. But hello, Jolzan. How you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome in here, everybody. I hope you all had a good day. Hello, DC Way. Hello, Rangarang. How you doing? I hope you're well today or tonight, wherever you're all from. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hello, Transporter Fan. How are you? Welcome in. What's everybody been up to today then? Hello, Anna Brown. How you doing? Your accent is not that clear for me. Oh, sorry about that, but that's just the way it is, I guess. How you doing? You okay, everybody? So yeah, just but yeah, I'm sure like my body will adapt to it, you know. Whatever you keep doing, then your body eventually will adapt to it. It's all about just repeating it, just keep practicing. Your body will adapt, and eventually you won't get the DOMs anymore from it, because your body will just adapt. Yeah, my accent's from the UK, Ruben. Yeah, Benny, you okay? Thank you for the likes. How are you doing? What have you all been up to today? Did do some working out. I did some dips earlier at the park. So I did like sets of 5 for quite a few sets of them. So just kind of building up my capacity on that. So that's good. Yeah, I'm in York, England. Hello, Jim. Right, in about. Hello, Eliud. Thank you for the likes. If anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button and hit the follow button. Favorite food recently? I eat a lot of pasta, but hello, Emergent. How you doing? What's that, Eliud? What does that mean? Sorry, don't know what you mean. Hello, Jay Biggs. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, is everyone okay then? Say hello if you're watching. But yeah, I did some dips. I did some other stuff as well. I was doing pull-ups off a tree branch. Yeah. Has anyone ever tried doing that? Be careful though, because you don't want to, do it on a weak tree branch. But it's kind of fun to do it in nature, and I kind of like how it feels on a tree branch because it feels a bit more it just feels more natural instead of like pulling on a piece of metal or something, you know what I mean? Hello, months on. What's your question? Go ahead. It is my time. What you mean, new girl? Hello, John Joe. What you saying? Hello, Shaman. Way too much for a tree branch. I'll stick with my pull-up bar. Oh, really? How much do you weigh then? Yeah, how much? Yeah, what's your weight? Am I single? Yeah, why? 250. I'm actually more than that. How tall are you then? I said I'm about 16 stone, so... Well, 16 stones, 224, so... Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Ken Goodair. How you doing? Yeah, it's not time for breakfast here. Oh, 5'6". Oh, really? So you got like... is that all muscle then, or... Is it a lot of fat or something, or what's... Yeah, Cat's Treasure, what are you saying, yeah? Fernie, how you doing? Yeah, I'm about 6'4" though, so I'm a tall guy, so... Yeah, I ain't falling for that crap. I can't believe people are still doing all that. Mix of both, alright. So you're any good with like pull-ups then, or something like... 250. 250. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about 6'4", yeah. No matter how tall you are, it matters about how big your hands are. What you're on about. You're on about... okay. Bigger they are, the harder they fall, yeah. Okay, it's you again. Yeah, I just thought it's just like, yeah, being toxic and all that, and I mean, probably because they can't keep going on about the whole jumper thing, because, I've changed the jumper a few times, and yeah. Hello, Anders. Oh, God, here we go again. Hello, Obsessed Learner. How you doing, Fernie, anyway? I hope you're well tonight. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Hit that like button, everybody. But yeah, I've got some DOMs in my stomach around here. I think it was from doing the kneeling jumps. Some call it the knee jumps, whatever. It's a very difficult exercise. So if you're struggling with it, you can always do it on your toes, and kind of, even that might be difficult for some, but yeah. Do you believe in God? I mean, maybe we are God. Who knows? Yeah, whatever, Nat. You always just come and just talk shit, don't you? So why don't you just kind of go and get a life or something, So we all just can't sleep. I mean, I go to sleep kind of late, so... But I wake up late as well. Okay, we're getting rid of the trolls. Just, there we go again. Yeah, Andre, if anyone starts just taking the piss, just time them out. Thank you for the follow, Chelsea. How you doing, Chelsea? I hope you're well tonight. I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time, but... Hello, Wonder Mouse. What's that? Okay, I'm just getting rid of all the nonsense. There's just no need for it, is there? Well, yeah, that's the thing. As long as you get in your 8 hours, then it doesn't matter what time you go to bed, I don't think. It's just I found that, like, when it gets to summertime, because I don't have blackout blinds, so I'd have to, like, go to bed earlier, because otherwise I would wake up at, like... Sometimes I might wake up at like 6, 7 in the morning, or even earlier sometimes in summertime. So if I don't go to bed at like, say, 10, 11 o'clock, then I'm not going to get a lot of sleep at all. So, hello, Maka. How you doing? I hope you're well. If anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button. What are you saying, guys? I'm doing fine, thank you. Rose, how you doing? Why, Matt? Hello, Daniela. Nice to meet you. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining me. So, yeah. What's going on here? Yeah. Just, you know. Uh, what do you mean, wrong person, I guess, what you're saying? Can we just, like, we'll start just kicking everybody out soon? I'm not from the UK. I'm from the UK, Alex. Hello, Jayant Narang. Hello, Aman Kumar. Okay, just, if anyone's a mod in here, just get rid of all the nonsense. Hello, Pohan, how you doing? Hello, Ultima. Yeah. I don't know if that jump up from kneeling is any good, except if you have no arms. Yeah, well, it's just, that one I just did was, like, even harder than the one I did the other day. Like, I only just about managed to be able to do it, but I tried a few attempts and I was struggling, because with the arm variation, you're able to generate some momentum. So by putting your arms behind your back, you're taking out the momentum, which then you're relying purely on your lower body strength. That's why I did that. Yeah, just get rid of all the nonsense. Ronnie Picker and just whatever, just. Here we go. Yeah, I might have to start adding some new mods soon, because this is getting ridiculous. What football team do I support? I don't watch football. Maria, thank you for the likes. How much multiplication tables does it? Okay. The hell's going on? Oh, goodness. Anyway, apparently got 22 people in the house. Say hello if you're watching, everybody. Thank you for the rose, Bernadette. Check out my long-form content as well, if you don't mind. I've got some videos out, so trying to make some more soon. I haven't really got around to doing any the last couple of days, but hopefully I'll get one out tomorrow. What sport do I watch? I like more like fitness and stuff, so I watch fitness videos and different exercises and stuff like that. I like to watch people doing different kind of like calisthenics and gymnastics and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, what is going on in here? Hello, whoever's just joined. You're a northerner. You should be supporting Leeds United or something. Lol. Oh, really? I'm actually originally from Blackburn, but even if I was a football fan, I don't even think I would support them. To be honest with you, it'd be like kind of feel a bit pointless supporting a dying team. It would feel like. And they used to be a decent team at one time, didn't they? But yeah, Reality Pills says football is rubbish. Yeah, no, I'm just not interested in football. It's just, to me, it's just, a lot of it's just bread and circuses. I think a lot of it's just to kind of distract the masses. Hello, Sylvie. How you doing? I hope you're well. Andrea, thank you for the likes. Oh, you have an application for mod position, but I'm not taking applications. I choose who I have as my mods and stuff. But hello, Rhett. What are you saying? Jonah says my cousin is named Jamie. Oh, really? Is that a male or a female? Because I know some people named Jamie are actually female. Hello, Cece, which can be a bit confusing because you think Jamie, it's I think it's mostly a boy's name here, but it can also be a girl's name as well. Especially if it's spelled A-I. Sometimes it's spelled Jaime in some cases. I remember there was someone in the year below me at school that was spelled Jaime, a girl. So that's the girl's. Well, oftentimes that's the girl's spelling, but yeah. You said it, bread and circuses. Yeah, how you doing, Joe? That's what it all is. A lot of it, these kind of, a lot of these shows, like these soap operas and stuff, and in fact, a lot of that stuff is just, they put propaganda out, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, they're there to try and, sort of, anyway. Jamie Lee Curtis, oh yeah. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Never seen that, to be honest. Distract the masses, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, he seemed pretty switched on. It's yeah, but I was talking the other day about. In fact, I think I was talking about it earlier. I was talking about it earlier in an earlier live about the. It all goes back to Rome, London, and DC. Basically, those three. It's like those are where all the power comes from, apparently. Yeah, I'm not voting for any of that stuff. To me, voting's just another distraction. Oh, Jamie. Oh, really? Another Jamie in here, is there? Jamie's personalised gifts. Oh, you're from Cornwall. Who are? My name's Jamie from Cornwall. I'm having a Cornish pasty. Oh yeah, Nicky, how you doing? Hope you well. What's an animal? What are you saying? How you doing, Julian? Restore. I've heard of a Restore party, but I have no interest in any of that, to be honest. But thank you for follow up there. Morris Somerset, yeah. Well, it all sounds a bit similar to me, but it's like farmer accent or something, isn't it? Even people in say like Wiltshire, it kind of sounds a bit kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it's all like that kind of farmer accent or something. Hello, Chief. Don't you want to save the UK? Well, I don't believe it that any politicians are going to save the UK, though. That's my thoughts on it, really. But we will see. I just don't feel like it's worth my energy trying to, anyway. But if you feel like that's worth it for you, then I'm not trying to, like, dissuade you from it. Hello, Archie. You could save the UK, could you, really? The UK is at a breaking point. I mean, I agree. I agree that things are going bad. I mean, okay, it would be interesting to see if something actually did change for once. Although, I mean, it's just that, like, how Donald Trump came in and then nothing much good came of it, really. Now, some people might argue that it did, but from my perspective, like, people thought, oh, Donald Trump was going to drain the swamp or something, but, like, did he really? Thank you for following Taurus. What happened to him supposedly getting Hillary Clinton arrested? Okay, let's just get rid of this stupid crap. It's just, like, that's what I mean. It's like, people thought that Donald Trump was going to be this guy who was going to be like, oh yeah, he's gonna drain the swamp, he's gonna get all these people arrested. It's like, well, did he fuck? This is why I don't have any trust in any of it. They'll just be like, yeah, politicians, in my opinion, are inherently corrupt. Anyone who wants that level of power probably don't deserve it. And I think there was actually a quote of, like, I think it was Billy Connolly, that says, the desire to become a politician should bar you from ever becoming one. So, I mean, you're saying that, but people were saying about reform as well, saying, oh, reform's Britain's only hope, but it's like, well, I just don't know what to believe, really. I kind of feel like even if they have good intentions, they might get corrupted. Like, even if they started off with good intentions, things could happen, bribes can happen. Like, this system runs deep, so I don't want to be all, like, black-pilled, if you will, but I just, that's just my point of view on that whole kind of politics stuff, really, but yeah, I don't really think so. I don't think so with Trump. I mean, all I see is just even more division and more just chaos, really. But I mean, I don't really see it. Hello, chemistries. How you doing? I hope you're well. I don't really see it that much myself, but thank you for the likes, Brad the chat. I mean, some might argue, well, they're just like the best of a bad bunch or something, but it's still part of a bad bunch, so it's just Hello, Sandeep. I mean, what I've come to realize is that we need to be the change that we want to see in the world. This whole focus on outwards, as in trying to kind of focus your attention outwards instead of focusing inwards about yourself as well as those close to you, and trying to kind of change whatever you can, trying to focus more on that. If everybody did that, I think that things would actually improve. Hello, Stoner Man, how you doing? Hope you're well. Brad says, you're welcome, thank you. Hello, Stephen, good to see you again, hope you're well. It's just I have this kind of, thing of like focus on what you can control. But I was talking about how if we don't complain, then nothing will change. But then, I don't think complaining is, I don't know the way to do it, but it's more about just making people aware of how things are. Okay, take care, Chief. Becoming aware of, how corrupt things are and sort of sharing that to others so that they can get behind it. But I think a lot of it comes down to like, if we want a better system, then we have to be the ones responsible to try and bring that about into fruition. Using like, say like the law of attraction, law of assumption or whatever, and if we all had that assumption that we could make a better system, then we'd be very powerful. I mean, like there's a lot of like say business people that use the mindset shift to actually create the reality that they want. So I think we have to sort of all, basically shift our consciousness to a point where we're actually vibing at a higher frequency. I might sound all kind of new age hippie shit, but I do think there's some truth to it. Hi Summer, how you doing? Hello Ibby. No. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Hello Lily. Any advice for people who hate themselves? Why do you hate yourself? Hello Chris. No. Okay, good luck with that. So just saying that, if we all believe that, that we have no power, then we don't have any power then, do we? So it's like collective consciousness needs to shift. It needs to shift into feeling empowered, feeling like we can, all bring about a reality. But it's all about kind of shifting your internal state and to like that of a more positive outlook rather than a bleak kind of dystopian outlook on life. Because if we all have that mindset to think that, oh, well, this thing could happen, it'd almost be like the nocebo effect, where you believe that you're going to suffer and then you end up suffering, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like where we all just kind of collectively believe that things are going to go to shit. Well, then the reality is going to confirm that to you. So maybe we have to all switch up to start to believe that we can actually have a better future and not be relying on something external, because that is kind of like an insecurity in a way of relying on something outside yourself instead of us being the power. Instead of us being it, we can't be relying on, oh, please give me my freedom or something like that. Oh, please, daddy government, give me my freedom. So that they can just like take it away from you at any moment. This is the thing with liberties. So I remember someone was saying that they don't like the idea of liberty because liberties can be taken away from you, whereas sovereignty is something that cannot be taken away from you. Like, we all have our own individual sovereignty. We all have our own right to self-determine. No one can give you liberties so that they can just take them away. Liberties are something given by a state. So, yeah. Anyway. If someone offered you 1 million pure white doves or 1 million quid, what would you take? I mean, if I took 1 million pure white doves, I could sell them, make more than 1 million, I would have thought. I'm guessing. Is getting firearms in the USA very easier? I would have thought so. I mean, the UK, it's hard to get that unless you're like into hunting and stuff like that. A sovereign citizen, but the thing is, the citizen is still a part of the system, isn't it? The citizen word. Some say that sovereign citizen's kind of like a contradiction in terms, because how can you be sovereign and a citizen at the same time? Like, you're either sovereign or you're a citizen. A citizen is a kind of, yeah, I would say it's like an oxymoron sort of thing. It's, yeah. Hello, Rose. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hello, E. Parker. How you doing? I hope you're well. Hello, Artemis. What's that? Yeah. It literally comes up with it when I search it. It's considered as an oxymoron because it attempts to combine two mutually exclusive concepts: absolute independence from government authority, sovereign, and legal membership within a state, citizen. Adherents often associated with anti-government conspiracy theories claim they are not subject to laws, taxes, or police authority. So basically, I mean, I do think that we should have some kind of police. Like, I think even if we had, say, like anarchy, there does need to be some law enforcement. Like, people have this idea that in a state of anarchy that we would have no law enforcement, it's just pure chaos. It doesn't have to be that way. It's just that laws are not enforced by a state, but rather by the people, if you get me. Like I said, if we all come together and decided that on what we want, instead of allowing some government to tell us, then yeah. Hello, Kane, how you doing? I don't know, I mean, some argue that we're just not ready for that because people are just not educated enough, or they're just too used to having this nanny state kind of thing. Panpsychism, yes, I have heard of that. There was that, what is it called? What's it called? Rupert Sheldrake. He's a proponent of that. I'm not sure whether I believe it, but you know, Molly, I've come to different, like different theories on things, like the idea of spiritual non-duality and things like that. I've been contemplating different things. There's a lot of like old religions that believe in spiritual non-duality. So yeah, like things like Hinduism, Buddhism, and stuff like that have they're not like these Abrahamic religions. Hello, Mui99. What does a sovereign citizen mean? Sorry. So basically, I was saying it's an oxymoron. How can you be a sovereign citizen? You're either sovereign or you're a citizen. Sovereign means independent, whereas citizen means that you're a member of a state, which means that you're not independent. So how does that even make any sense? Anyway, yeah, I hope everyone's well. With the internet now, pure white doves are easily sold at $5 each. Gone in a day, really. So you could make 5 million of 1 million doves then. Million white doves or something. Thank you for following me. Maybe, but I would still just take the million. That will do me for life. Well, yeah, but you could always argue that if you could get 5 million from like getting the white doves, you could do something more with that. You could take 1 million for yourself and then invest the other millions into society and do something good with it, like set up different facilities for people and things like that, giving something back to society. Thank you for the follow, Leslie. You could start up a charity or some kind of foundation, some kind of like maybe something to do with wildlife or something to do with helping vulnerable people, for example, or things like that. Toxic positivity. Well, I was talking about how ignoring the negative is not necessarily the best idea, because the negative still exists, right? But then again, we also have to not attach to negativity as well. We have to be able to acknowledge something exists, but not attach to it. Like, okay, we see this thing is negative, but it's like, okay, well, that is just, well, don't even acknowledge it as negative. Just acknowledge it for what it is, and just accept it as just some kind of, it's about just let go of it. Thank you for the follow, Sagittarius. It's like if someone has had a limb blown off, you can't just dwell on it for the rest of your life. You have to just, like, okay, I've just got to try and work around it. And like there was a guy have you seen the man that lived in this iron lung, right? He lived in there for like 72 years, I believe, something like that, right? Or is it 72 years? It was something like that anyway. And whilst he was in that, so he couldn't really do anything much in there, but he still managed to write a book. He managed to do art, because he would literally use his mouth to write and draw and stuff. That's how determined he was to keep going. Yet you'll have somebody who has a bad day, and then, I'm not saying not have a bad day, but they have some like mental health stuff, and then they just kind of decide that they don't want to be here anymore. But it's like, but yet they're relatively way more privileged in a lot of cases. You've got someone who, like 99% of people would have just gave up in his situation, probably. But yeah, he just continued to, yin yang, duality. Well, I kind of see duality as kind of, it's a sort of, I more see it as like a spectrum, as part of oneness. Like, it's like, for example, people say, oh, you can't have light without dark. Well, dark is just an absence of light. It's just part of a spectrum. Hello, Nicola. How you doing? I hope you're well. It's part of a spectrum, which is part of the oneness. It's all part of. It's like, for example, every coin has two sides, but it's part of the same. So you could say there's duality and there's oneness at the same time. It might sound contradicting, but duality is part of the whole. So, for example, consciousness could be split up as like different experiences of itself, but part of a whole. So this could be why there's this confusion between duality and oneness, because maybe they're not mutually exclusive, but rather linked together. If you get me. Thank you for the roses, Regner. Hello, Lou. How you doing? I hope you're well. Thank you for the follow, Vinocta. Yeah. I'm just sorry, coming back on TikTok again. I understand nothing. Yeah. Well, it's hard to understand things, really. More than two sides. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, there's actually more than two sides on the coin, because it also has the thin sort of, because it's a 3D shape, so it has to have more than two sides. It's actually got three, because it's got the the thickness of the coin. So yeah, there's that side as well. But technically, if you actually was to look at it on a microscopic level, you'll realize that it's almost like infinite in terms of its detail and stuff. Yeah. Because that info just goes for a certain subject, but can go for everything, which is more sides. Well, yeah. Yeah, so some things have I was just saying, I was just an example really, as in like, there are different sides of things, different shades of things, but it's all part of the one whole, as a unified whole. Like the yin yang is still part of the oneness. It's all part of the same. It's like they're all one and the same in a way, just kind of different expressions of the same thing. It's like, we talk about different, it's like, say, for example, like a jigsaw, and it's like you've got the pieces of the jigsaw, but they're all part of the whole. That, like, this idea of the separation is an illusion and all that, and it's like with the ego wants to think of itself as separate, but actually the ego it's like this identity of self, but then what if we're actually not separate from everybody else, and we're all part of a interconnected like consciousness or something that is like, and so for example, if you're hurting somebody, then maybe you're actually hurting yourself because that is actually a different expression of you, perhaps. I mean, it's a really crazy idea, but or if someone gives birth, what if they're actually giving birth to another version of themselves? But yeah. What are we talking about? Katie, thank you for the follow. How you doing? What we're saying in here. Oh yeah, the Lucy Letby thing. I heard something about that because I heard that there was some argument about that she might be innocent or something, but I don't know. Yeah, there's just really, I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to that stuff. I do watch bits of true crime and stuff, but have you been looking at all this like Epstein stuff? That's a whole rabbit hole, that. But yeah. What do you think is going on with the whole Epstein thing? Because I just feel like they're just trying to like drip feed that out to people to try and desensitize people. So then when really crazy stuff comes out, people are already kind of conditioned for it. Because I feel like, well, if there's some really fucking dark shit going on, they need to try and release it in a controlled way, because they know it's going to come out eventually anyway. So they might as well try and get it out and just distract everybody, and just because there's nothing that we can really do. Like, there has been the odd arrest that's happened. The arresting thing, you're on about Epstein. The Epstein thing, it's like, yeah, just keep drip feeding it out, because then, I mean, if it all was to just come out, then, yeah, I think people would actually get really pissed off. But thank you for follow, Roger. Like, Rizzo, thank you for follow. Someone was saying about this, like, why aren't people, like, up in arms about it? Because there's so many people that are in these files, let's say hundreds and thousands of people that are in these files, people that they thought that were actually, like, at some point they thought they were actually good people. Like, why aren't people just, like, shouting it from the rooftops and stuff? Hello, Marty. Oh, really? Hope you're all well tonight. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for why aren't people more mad than what they are? Like, people just see it as some, like, entertainment, don't they? Like, people there's like a distraction, just a bit of entertainment for the masses. Like, they find it entertaining to, kind of watch this kind of stuff, but it's like, why aren't people more pissed off and actually try and, arrange to kind of like try and get people held accountable? Because I'm sure more arrests should happen, really. Not much is being done about it. Eventually people will just end up forgetting about it. Eventually a lot of these people will become irrelevant by then, and people will just move on, and nothing gets done. A lot of these people just end up, fading off into the sunset. Yeah, money talks, yeah. I just feel like it's one of those, maybe it's a distraction, I don't know. I don't know what to believe, really. Yeah. It's hard to know, but it's just, I know that there's some really evil shit going on in the elites. And it's not just Epstein, I think there's a lot of, it's like a network. Thank you for follow, Irene. Thank you for follow, Adam. because maybe this whole focus on Epstein is kind of a distraction, and there's a lot of other things going on, I believe. But did anyone see that Isaac Cappy thing? That was crazy, that. Oh, I was just looking at something earlier, guys. Hello, Boomika. Did anyone know that George Bush Sr. talked about a new world order in 1990? Guess what date it was on? Don't look it up, but guess what date it was? Does anyone know the date of the year that George Bush Sr. talked about having a new world order, and it was something about Saddam Hussein or whatever at the time, back in 1990. What date exactly was that? Amanda St. Andrew will start singing like canaries soon. What do you mean? Hello, Mercy. How you doing? I hope you're well. Yeah, September the 11th. Like scroll snapping. Did you know that George Bush Sr., when they were talking about doing the New World Order speech, September the 11th, 1990. So are we supposed to believe that that's just a coincidence, or did they know something about it? It's a bit kind of strange, isn't it? There's a lot of strange coincidences, like the Simpsons 1997 episode with the $9 bill and the Twin Towers. The synchronization. What do you mean? Didn't they have like what do they call it? Predictive programming or something? There's like some kind of predictive programming, which is just really weird. Like how they got the date exactly the same as 9/11. So yeah, and the Simpsons with the $9 bill and the 11. But I remember there was this thing about, there was some, I don't know whether this might be kind of like reaching a bit, but yeah, I can stay up quite late nowadays. I'm probably for like another hour, but I just stay up whenever I feel like it. But as long as you're getting the hours and stuff. But what is it? Nirvana flipped 9/11. So look at that one. Let me know what you guys think, because there was a thing about where they flipped it round and it says 9/11 on it. So, but then people will say it was just a conspiracy theory or something. I'll have to see if I can find it. But I don't know if anyone's seen that, but there are too many normal politicians that I want to believe have our. I don't think there's many normal ones that have our best interests at heart, do they? What's that, 1 hour? I didn't know that, but here's a weird thing. I had a reoccurring dream before September the 11th about airplane hitting 2 towers. Oh, really? That's like some kind of premonition, like friggin', what's it? Has anyone ever watched Final Destination? I'll just see if I can find the. But has anyone seen the stuff about? They're now saying that they've got evidence that Kurt Cobain might not have unalived himself, because they were just like the physics of it all just wouldn't make sense or something. So I was watching some video about this, that they were saying that it was almost like it'd be almost impossible for him to have done it himself, and they said that they'd like set him up with like to make it look like he did it, but like there's what Eastern stuff you mean, Dean? Hello, Shaolin. Okay, just okay. Oh, Epstein. I don't know really. Like I said, I just feel like it's not really going to affect any of us, is it? And not much seems to be happening, and it seems to just be kind of, I don't know. I feel like they just put stuff out on purpose. It's almost like it's some kind of, some say it's like a humiliation ritual to just kind of like rub it in your face that they can have all this stuff out in the open, and then people like they can't do anything about it, just to demoralize people or something. I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Kiki. But oh boy, it's like the more you hear about things, and then the more you're like, here we go again. Like, and it's like, and we can't do anything. It's like they'll just keep rubbing it in people's faces, and yeah. Like, haha, you know, we can put it in your face and you still won't do anything. Building quads and hamstrings. So, for quads, I would say, like, sissy squats are a good one, or reverse Nordics, if you're doing it with body weight. But I would just say, with weights, I would say kind of things like leg extensions and, okay, Dorian, yeah, okay, Thank you for stopping by. Hello, I am Liam T. Just send a super chat then or something, or you could send a PayPal if you want. But oh yeah, Bush Senior you're talking about, Marty. Yeah. Oh really? Well, that'd be interesting to look at. So you think that he might have been involved in 9/11 then or something? Because it's interesting with the whole kind of, you know, like, after 9/11, there was this whole thing of weapons of mass destruction and all that, and the Iraq War. Is that just a coincidence that was that there seems to be some connection there? Nordic with a bench. You use like an anchor point. Yeah, so you can use like any kind of thing that you can put your feet under, basically. Like you could use your bed or something that you can anchor your feet under, and you're just kind of doing like a hamstrings curl with your body weight. Another exercise for the hamstrings would be the lie-in hamstring curl. So you take a towel or something that can slide along the floor, lift your butt up and make it tight so you can just kind of and then use that for your hamstrings. But yeah, sissy squats are going to be a good one if you can like hold on to something when you're doing it. So you could hold on to like an object, say like a rail or something like that, a bar. I mean, and then just kind of like, it's a good one for like strengthening the knees and the rectus femoris, which is the muscles that don't really get targeted so well with squats. Squats are good for overall leg development, but they do miss a few areas a bit. But yeah. Crash. You're on my crash. Do you mean crush? Yeah, don't watch when you're driving, definitely not. That would not be a good idea. But yeah, Nordic curls are like very difficult to do though. And you could just try and do the eccentric, the lowering phase of it at the start. But you can start off with just Nordic hip hinges and kind of, which is going to use some of your glutes to aid, like assist with the movement. I mean, yeah. Hello Lydia, how you doing? Hope you're well. My crash. Hope you're well anyway. Where are you from, everybody, anyway? Hope you've all had a good day. But yeah, nice to meet you all. Hello, Rosalind. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Where's everybody from? Way from the Philippines, Rosalind, yeah. I have over 12k subscribers, need to go live with you, mate. Oh, cool, yeah. We'll have to sort that out. Do you go live on your channel then, or? Yeah, we'll have to try and link up or something, but at some point. I could always come on yours if you want, or you can come on mine, whatever, at some point. Yeah, I'm streaming on TikTok as well at the moment. Hello, Monts on 1:10 a.m. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to work your muscles. It's just finding whatever you feel like is best for you, really. You know what they say, like different strokes for different folks. You feel good? Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, just Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just chilling. Been working out and stuff. Did some like dips and stuff. I did about 10 sets of 5 dips or something. So that was good. Yeah, I do a lot of exercise, yeah. Been practicing the kneeling jumps, and I've been really getting some like soreness in the like abdominals. I'm not talking about the six-pack muscles, I'm talking about the ones under that. And I was looking into this thing on like how basically if you've got strong muscles under the six-pack, they can actually help to make it look more defined and more cut. It helps, it's kind of like a corset effect, where it can actually draw in your stomach and give it more of to give you more of that V-taper look. So it might be a good idea to train those. And also just for more functionality as well, because fitness is about function, about having that stability and that, because a lot of people, they train just a lot of it with machines and stuff, and they're not actually training the core very much. So yeah. Hello, Prego Zoreo. Good to see you. Okay, Liam. No worries. So yeah. So where are you from anyway? So what sort of things would you want to talk about then? We talk about all sorts of stuff on like philosophies and stuff like that. I mean, let's try and look into some like Carl Jung and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting to look into. Because I want to be able to have more things to talk about and stuff, like more different philosophies and stuff. So yeah, I do 5 or really boogie. We love to boogie. Jesus calling. London calling. Remember that song, The Clash, London calling. Yeah, self-help. I mean, that's what we're about. You know, it's all about kind of motivation, but the thing with motivation is that people are looking for what they call it like intrinsic motivation, which can be a bit hard sometimes. It's all about being motivated by something external, like say for example being motivated by an outcome rather than the thing itself, because sometimes people feel like they're struggling to motivate themselves, but you've got to just remember that why you're doing it. Why am I doing this thing? It's like, for example, if you're working out, think about why you're doing it. Oh, it's to get a certain result. I want to get stronger. I want to get fitter. I want to get faster, whatever it might be. I want to unlock certain skills. You got to think about the long term. That's going to help keep you going. Even on those days where you feel a bit like, I'm not sure I really want to, but you power through because you know that you've got a purpose to do it. It's all about purpose. It's all about, that's what motivation is. It's about purpose. So sometimes you might not feel motivated, but it's all about just kind of, channeling that kind of desire there that's, yeah. Hello, Greedy Pig. How you doing? I hope you're well. Nice to see you tonight, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Brolbo. Oh, really? What does that mean? Paul. No, I mean, I do, have some pajamas, like pajama bottoms. I wear them, but I don't get into them until I'm going to bed. I'm one of these people that just kind of stays in my day clothes until I go to bed. I don't know, but that's just me. And when it's summer, I don't even wear, I just kind of wear, well, I mean, this is a bit, yeah. I don't really wear much when it's like summer, because it can get a bit stuffy. Especially up here in like, up on the top floor I'm in right now. There's a lot of heat coming up, so yeah. Oh really? I suppose if it's hot then it might be best to do that, but it's been alright, thank you, Greedy. How about you? Discipline. I mean, discipline is, but it all comes down, I would say that motivation is like, I mean, it's a thing of like, what they call extrinsic motivation. So I'll explain what I mean by this. So that's what it says here. Extrinsic motivation drives behavior through external factors such as rewards, money, trophies, praise, or avoided negative outcomes, punishment, penalties. Unlike internal drive, this motivation originates outside the individual to achieve a separate, tangible or intangible outcome. It is effective for initiating tasks but can diminish intrinsic interest. So you have to make sure that you do things in a way that you can still enjoy it, because arguably if you're doing it because of reward, then it's like the thing of like people saying that they want to go for a walk because of, oh well, maybe I'll do it to, you know, help me be more creative or something like that, have more creative ideas, but then instead of just doing it for the enjoyment of the thing itself, I would say that you should probably have intrinsic motivation to want to do something. That, you know, you just kind of, but so I think on certain days where you're struggling, I think extrinsic motivation can be a tool that you can use to kind of to help you push you through that. You got to remember why you're doing it, even if you're not feeling like it. But then you know that by doing it, you're going to help you get towards your goals. So by sort of like combining both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, I think is probably a good strategy. But yeah, in my opinion, sometimes through like once or twice a month, much cheaper learning to do it yourself. You get a skill and dopamine, you can't beat that. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Ordering food is the biggest waste of money. Yeah. But then Andrew Tate would say that cooking food is like is a waste of time. If I'm cooking food, then I ain't got time to make money. I could be like working on my business. Only broke is cook. Yeah, that's Lee's like, isn't he? One more rep. Did I see your channel before or something? One more rep. Did I tag you or something? I think I might have tagged you or something. What's your name anyway? Nice to meet you all. Yeah, only broke is cook. Yeah, that's the. Anyway, hello from China. Hello, Raphael. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Yeah, apologies for the other day when I was a bit negative, but I really worked out super, super hard. It was like, my workout was just, I was in the gym for well over 2 hours. Yeah, and I was working out constantly for the most part. I was just going absolutely insane. And it was just left depleted after that. So when I'm like that, my mind just goes fucked. Yeah, swimming can be a good one. Swimming's good for like low impact. So if you've got like issues with like your knees or your hips or out like that, and you know having lots of impacts might, you know, make that kind of like, if it's quite tender and it could, you know, hurt or something. And so yeah, you want to be careful with that, really. Hello, Graham. Good to see you. How you doing? Zyco Procor. You're right. Thank you for the likes. Hope you've all had a good day today, everybody. Let's get this shirt out if you can. Yeah, swimming's a good form of cardio. It's working out pretty much every muscle in the body, isn't it? When you're swimming, right? Has anyone heard about like how things like beetroot juice and dark green vegetables, that they can actually improve nitric oxide production in the body, apparently, which can lower the demands on the cardiovascular system, apparently. So yeah, that's what I've heard anyway. So I've heard it can help people with high blood pressure, and yeah, there's supposed to be some. Also, I've heard that like recreational athletes and stuff like that can benefit from it as well. An hour in the gym, then pool is perfect for me. Oh, really? Yeah, lactic acid is. Yeah, that's when you're like going super hard, and then you're getting past the lactic acid threshold, and then you just start burning, and that's where you start to get that tired feeling. And like one of the ways to do that is running up and down the stairs. Like I've had even just after a few laps, and I'm like, because I've got two flights of stairs that I have to get up. So if I was to run up that after a few laps, I'm already gonna be feeling the lactic acid. If I'm going like quite fast, that is. So you could use that as like a kind of natural resistance, like because you're going against gravity going uphill. So, and if you go like quite fast, then you're gonna get the lactic acid build up pretty quickly. I mean, you can do that just by sprinting. Actually, if you're doing say like a 400-meter sprint. Once you get to about 300 meters, that's where it really hits. That's where things are really good. Between 200 to 300 meters, that's where it really hits. That's where you really just want to give up, but then you just got to try and push through that. Oh yeah, hamster running on a wheel. Oh yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you know, a lot of things that people do nowadays are kind of artificial. But I think working out should be done in ways that are more functional, I believe, instead of using machines and things like that that are not very natural, like learning how to do more functional movements, like doing things such as farmers' carries and stuff like that, and things like sandbag training might be good as well. Things like things like Atlas stones and stuff like that could be a good one, like strongman type stuff, like more functional type of training. I know a lot of people get triggered at that word, functional training, but a lot of these movements that they do at the gym are just not functional fitness. Like for example, even things like the deadlift. It's like it's got convenient handles on it. Like there's no way you'd be able to carry it anywhere near that amount of weight. You lift that amount of weight if it was not with these convenient handles. Yeah, I mean I get what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think like just kind of I suppose things like sled push is good as well because those are more kind of natural movements. Because naturally we would have had to like push stones down like a hill or something like that, or push them along the ground. Like there's things that we would have had to do, like pushing boulders and things like that. And you know what I mean? There is like certain things that are more functional than others, I guess. But I suppose you could say like things like pull-ups could be functional in a way. If you was to say be like, like on a wall, on like like a cliff or something, and you're trying to pull yourself up off it. I mean, yeah, not being used as a way nature intended. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is everything's become so superficial now, hasn't it? And everybody only cares about, not everybody, but a lot of people only care about things like, how does my skin look or something? Oh, I've got to tan my skin. But maybe you shouldn't be, doing this artificial tanning where you're using a tan, like a sunbed, because you're literally putting radiation on your skin. Like people have this obsession with having this like orange skin, but I'm thinking, well, that's just going to end up aging your skin in the long run. But people have just been sold this idea that they should do that. But I just don't think it's good. A little digital. So I think they found that like skin cancers have, gone up and I think that they say that part of the reason for that is due to the sunbed culture and all that, and just like frying the skin basically. it's just not good, is it? Well, yeah, that's the thing, you know. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, and perfection's in the eye of the beholder anyway. Yeah, a lot of young people just like frying their skin cells. Hello, DJ DB, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. I just missed that and retracted it. In the past, we ran through forests with spears, hunting animals so the tribe could survive. No gym was needed back then. Movement had a real purpose. It was meaningful, fulfilling. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Or we would dig soil out and stuff like that and things like that. Climbing trees and stuff like that. We might have actually done stuff like that at one point to get fruit out the trees, like coconuts and stuff like that, depending on where you live. Because, a lot of people wouldn't be able to climb a tree, would they? I was actually watching a video where they were showing someone how to climb a tree. Involves a lot of grip strength and also I'm guessing that just full body kind of tension really. It's kind of like when you see them climbing up the battle ropes and stuff like that. It's looks very difficult. Don't know if anyone's ever tried that kind of stuff, but evolving into blobs. Oh, you're off now. Oh, Julian. Okay, see you later. Yeah, what time are we on now? I'm probably going to be getting going pretty soon, but no, I don't know who that is. Jakob. No, I don't know who that is. Reminds me of the company Avon. Hello, Ivan. What is that then? I don't know that Jakob now. Don't know. Your dad sells Avon. Oh, really? It's usually women, isn't it, that sell Avon? I don't know. I've never heard of men selling Avon, really, but I guess it depends. It's yeah. Let's see what it says. What percentage of Avon sellers? So maybe there's some statistic on this, isn't it? Alright, see you later, Boogie, I guess. Oh, it's a joke. It says about 5% of them are men, so it's not that many, really. Yeah. It's only 5% of Avon representatives are men. There you go, apparently. Barksdale. What's that, Ultima? Zesty. What do you mean zesty? I don't know if everyone using that word zesty now, I don't know. What do you mean, Jakob? I remember, I think that my grandma used to get, someone from Avon come round to, and they would, chat and stuff. I think it was all just a way of trying to kind of build some rapport as a way to try and lure people. It's kind of I don't know, it's quite manipulative, I think, but I guess they've got to do what they've got to do, right? You know? People will have to do what they've got to do, I guess. What you mean, Jakob? I don't know that one, but yeah. Is everybody alright? Whistles. Hi, Chris. I don't know what you're on about, Jakob. Anyway, is everybody okay? What are you saying? I don't know what you mean. Use screens. Yeah, I'll probably get off soon, I don't know, but we're running the wire memes reel, don't we? What's the wire memes? I don't know. Is that some show, The Wire? Yeah, that's lost on me, that. What's that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, EastEnders. Din 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 din. Oh God. Hey, Dot Cotton. Remember Dot Cotton? It's like the first one that comes to my mind on EastEnders. Well, she was like one of the OGs, wasn't she, off it, I think. Hello, Michael. Get at the pub. I don't know The Wire. I don't know. Is everyone okay? Last time I watched EastEnders, it was when Pauline fell with her fit. Oh, really? That's sad. Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one. I've hardly ever watched it, to be honest. Yeah. I remember there was one called Doctors or something. I don't know. Has anyone ever seen that one? I don't even know why I'm talking about this shit. It's just kind of very small talk. More of a Corrie guy. Well, I guess it's just like a northern thing, isn't it? Like Emmerdale and Corrie. I think Doctors was at Birmingham or something, but The Wire is a HBO show. It's long finished years ago. TV show that's have it. Oh, really? I don't know. There was like Neighbours that was like Australian, but never really watched it much. Not really into all that kind of stuff. Oh, Smallville. This is all small talk now. Yeah. They call it bread and circuses and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Deepest, darkest secret. Darkest secret. Oh no. We're not playing Truth or Dare, are we? Has anyone ever played Truth or Dare? And if so, like, what did you end up having to do or something? I mean, as like a dare or something. Or EastEnders. Anyway. I've seen the signs before, like that song in it, Ace of Base. I saw the signs. My dad was hooked, he couldn't sleep without duffing, what you mean, stuffing. I say Simpsons Duff beer. Did he send us? Oh really, I don't know. Nah. Do you believe in afterlife? I mean, I think it's possible. There's something afterwards, but I don't know because I've not got there. It's just I try and keep an open mind, but so I would think that, like, let's say, like, you know, that nothing can be created or destroyed. So you think, well, so then you think about like consciousness would just change into another form or something like that, potentially. Tea time, food for breakfast, not really, but I eat breakfast, like cereals and stuff, at like other times of the day sometimes. I've had like cereals during like supper time and stuff like that. Why do we just eat cereal or toast? I don't know. Yeah, some people like to have the full English breakfast. But that's like way too much food for a breakfast, really, isn't it, for a lot of people, I would say, especially if they're having things like bacon and stuff like that that's just loaded full of calories. For like a breakfast food, it's, yeah. How's life treating you, man? It's alright, thank you. How about you? Don't be so judgmental, it's 2026, oh yeah, because everything is so offensive now, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, that if you have a different opinion, then it's like you're bigoted or something like that, you know? Well, black pudding sounds gross to me, but just like haggis, that also sounds gross as well. That's British food for you, isn't it? You know, a lot of it just sounds really gross. Jellied eels, you know? Ugh. Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't know. Oh, really? I'm getting off in a sec, guys. So, any more questions before I go? I'm about to wrap this up. Yeah, Bradford's, I've saw it before and it doesn't look too great, to be honest. Oh yeah, see you later, Samuel, yeah. Alright, I'm getting going, guys. I'll take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye.